the gaps between incoming breath, outgoing breath, and incoming breath, the two gaps, neutral zone. Rein yourself back to this present moment in restful awareness, in listening, Shravana. In that space of restful awareness, let us all invoke Swamiji, followed by chanting the Mahavakya 3 times in our inner space. Take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamutin Bandvatitam Gaganashatrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Savadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarihitam Sadguruntam Namami. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So let's enter into the next slide. Today we're going to start the session with a very powerful Nitya Kriya, which Swamiji gave in 2011 when he first expounded on Bhagavad Gita. I remember this Kriya very, very strongly because it's such an amazing experience for me, myself personally. So this Kriya actually invoked the healthy fire, Agni in us. You know, fire has this, the fire element has this power to burn. So this Kriya helps you to get out of confusion, burn away all the impurities, the confusion, so that we can, as a preparation to enter into the Jnanavijnana Yoga, right? This chapter 7. So there are 3 steps. So you're going to, I'm going to describe the step and we're going to do it together. It takes about, 5-10 minutes. So first, you need to form the Linga Mudra. So interlace the fingers. First have the right thumbs up in like that, pointing to the ceiling, okay? And interlace the rest of the finger, just like the picture, okay? This is Linga Mudra. So thumb erect and interlock the fingers and place it in your Ananagandha, which is here, between heart and the navel chakra, okay? Manipukra and Anahata. So this is the mudra. So put it here in the Ananagandha, and we're going to breathe about 40 to 60 breaths, depending how slow or how fast your breathing is, okay? So now start breathing very intensely, long deep breath. This is to activate the healthy fire in all of us, okay? The Agni. So let's do it now for 3 minutes. So those of you who just entered the session, we're doing now the first step. Put your hand in the Linga Mudra, put it in your Ananagandha and breathe slowly and deeply for 2-3 minutes. Breathe deeply and slowly, not hyperventilating. Relax. Let's enter into the second step, which is place your hand on the shoulder, okay, the shoulder joint. You're going to rotate the shoulder 11 times clockwise and then 11 times anti-clockwise, okay? So roll forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Relax the hand. So the third step is put your hand in Samana Mudra. Just interlace a finger like this and put it in front of any comfortable seated posture. And you're going to chant Omkara on inhale and Hrimkara on exhale. It's like that. Om Hrim 21 times. Okay? So literally chant this mantra, not in silence, okay? So normally we Om on exhale, but in this case it's Om on inhale. So you need to inhale and Om at the same time, okay? Om Hrim 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 Om Hrim. Relax, just stay for one more minute. Allow the Jarata Agni to be activated to burn all the impurities in the navel area so that we can enter into the session in restful awareness without any confusion, with so much clarity and awareness. Slowly you can open your eyes. Welcome to the session once again. Let me just go through very quickly what we're going to cover today, then I'm going to hand over to Sri Vedavyasa. So today, the flow of the chapter, we'll do a very quick recap of last chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, and then we'll enter into today's chapter, which is chapter 7, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. And Krishna is going to talk about the power of listening, Shravana, and then he's going to talk about how 1 in a billion reaches him, okay? And we will also share a Shastra Pramana and the importance of the 3 gunas and how to go beyond the 3 gunas. And finally, there is a very important message, which is gratitude, which is the greatest attitude. So this is how we're going to flow today's session. With that, without further ado, let me just hand over to Sri Vedavyasa. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Yeah. So let us first invoke Bhagavan Sri Krishna with a mantra before we start. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam 𝐾𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐻 Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I salute unto you, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Guru, Master of the world, Son of Vasudeva, Supreme Bliss of Devaki, Destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura. Next, we will invoke with the mantra the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadasadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshinim. Om, I meditate upon you, Bhagavad Gita, the affectionate Divine Mother, showering the nectar of Advaita, non-duality and destroying rebirth, incorporated into the midst of Mahabharata of 18 chapters by sage Vyasa, the author of the Puranas, and imparted to Arjuna by Bhagavan Sriman Narayana himself. Now I'll start speaking and I will be giving you the essence of the last session, last chapter, Dhyana Yoga. Because everything is continuation into the other. So, in Dhyana Yoga, Bhagavan says, asks us to attain state of yoga, truly renounce the thoughts, renounce thoughts of the past and the future by bringing our mind into the present space of completion. To unite the body and mind with yoga, please understand, Bhagavan says, we are our own friend and we are our own enemy. We need to raise ourselves by ourselves. Bhagavan teaches to bring integrity, to conquer your senses so that self is achieved. He also asked us to practice yama, which is integrity, niyama, which is authenticity, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana are responsibility, dhyana and samadhi are enriching. Be in the self and see the supreme in everything, so that the realized one sees the supreme everywhere. He also says, and he also gave technique of detachment to the path to self-realization. Bhagavan says, our birth is not just an accident. It is an incident that we choose. Sri Krishna gives the assurance and promise to Arjuna and to the humanity that a person who has performed virtuous activities takes birth in a family of wise people or in a prosperous family. His pious activities will earn him a place among the higher worlds. Please listen. Sri Krishna is implying that we need to practice yoga, the path that leads to the self-completion, the path that leads to Sri Krishna himself, with dedication, perseverance, with integrity and authenticity. And he says there is no other way, there's no shortcut. Once you do your bit, the master promises deliverance. He promises that you will be one with him. Just look in. Be complete. You will experience the eternal bliss, promises Bhagavan. So now, let us go further deeper into Jnanavijnana Yoga. The knowledge which Bhagavan imparted till now leads to the next step, Jnanavijnana Yoga. He says, all living beings are caught in the duality of attachment and aversion. Please understand, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the greatest master, greatest incarnation ever happened on planet Earth. And Sri Krishna explains how to move out of this bondage. Bondage of duality of attachment and aversion. He reveals the knowledge of associating with the divine to radiate the divine. First, Bhagavan says the power of listening. People can say that Sri Krishna is repeating himself again and again. But please understand, if you have already listened even once, Sri Krishna will not repeat it again. But unfortunately, we never listen. For a person who wants to begin the life, the first thing he needs to learn is listening. Not hearing, listening. If you have done Shravana, listening authentically, and Manana, internalizing, you will be radiating authentically. When Arjuna listens to himself, he becomes a disciple. When Sri Krishna speaks into the listening of Arjuna, Arjuna becomes enlightened, radiating enlightenment. Please understand, when we listen to ourselves, we will become good disciples. When our Guru, be it Sri Krishna or Swamiji, when he speaks into our listening, we will become enlightened. He says, listening of yourself is completion. The very first thing the humanity needs to understand and you need to learn is to radiate Nithyananda, which is learn to think and speak with the same cognition you arrive at by internalizing. Authentic listening, Shravana leads to clarity. And internalizing Manana leads to cognitive shift. If you don't live that cognitive shift powerfully, you will lose it. Powerfully living the cognitive shift is what is called as radiating Nididhyasana, living. Ability to speak into the listening of yourself will lead you into completion. Sri Krishna shows the power of authentic listening and teaches Arjuna the ability to provide authentic listening to himself and to others, and to speak into the listening of himself and others. Now, Bhagavan says, Only 1 in a billion reaches him. Among millions of men, 1 man may endeavor for perfection. And out of those who achieve me in truth, says Bhagavan, there are billions of people out there, but only a few hundred are present today to listen to this Gita. And out of these few hundred, only a few will listen authentically as it is expressed. Otherwise, they'll understand something else. So Sri Krishna says to Arjuna that by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full without doubt. Please understand, I am really giving the punchlines and the truths. That is the reason I'm going so slow. Because you need to digest every word I am saying. Every sentence is a mind-blowing truth. By practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full without doubt. Krishna declares all his glory, not for ego or pride, but glory as it is, which is the truth. He says, surrender to me, I am everything. When he says I, he means higher consciousness. Jnanavijnana Yoga is all about it. Surrender to me, I am everything. This Jnanavijnana Yoga is all about how human beings approach the divine. Why do they approach the divine? And at what level they approach the divine? And most importantly, at what level do we need to approach the divine? And how do we need to grow in maturity? And how do we grow maturity in maturity? Now, I will chant what Bhagavan is saying. Please repeat after me, the Shastra Pramana. Mattah parataram
Mata pararatam
nanyat kinchit
naya kinchit
asti dhananjaya
asti dhananjaya
mai sarvam
mayi sarvam
idam protam
idam protam
sutre mani
sutre mani
ganai.
ganai vadai.
I will chant. Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre mani ganai. O Dhananjaya, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Bhagavan is saying, I am the thread. I am the thread, the sutra, the technique on which all existence is strung. He declares with complete clarity that he is the thread of everything. He is the unseen thread. He is the unseen essence, without which there can be no substance at all. Please understand. The unseen ultimate energy, without which there can be no universe. He declares that universe is him, which is the unseen thread. Next.
What about the gunas from many, many masters? Actually, even Patanjali talk about gunas, the three gunas. So basically, did Krishna teach anyone about the gunas to humanity?
Yes, of course. Bhagavan spoke about gunas very elaborately. In fact, he speaks about this and teaches Arjuna, through Arjuna to humanity. Arjuna talks about natural attributes. Prakriti means nature. Prakriti, the energy that manifests in the universe, has three elements called gunas. These three gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. The interplay of these gunas creates the functioning of the mind and activity. The interplay of these gunas only creates everything. Bhagavan says all states of being, be they of goodness, which is sattva, passion, which is rajas. I am independent of them, but they are dependent on me. So, Bhagavan says, he is beyond all these three gunas, but all these depend on him. They came from him. No living being influenced by the mind is beyond the influence of the gunas. When one transcends the gunas, as Krishna says about himself, one becomes a triguna rahita. Triguna rahita means one who has transcended the three gunas. Please understand. Anybody who has mind is never beyond the gunas. Only when we drop the mind, we will go beyond the three gunas. We will become triguna rahita, Krishna says. Sri Krishna declares that I am beyond the gunas. He says, I am the Param Purusha, the Supreme Being, who sets Prakriti into play. And I am beyond its influence. Krishna is the creator of nature, which is even beyond Prakriti, and is therefore beyond the plays of nature. God. Understand? Krishna is the creator of nature, which is even beyond the Prakriti. Sri Krishna says starting at different levels is okay, but we shouldn't stop there. Krishna says, Tesham jnani nityayukta eka bhaktir visishyate priyo hi jnanino tyartham ahamsa cha mama priyahayai. Please repeat. Tesham jnani nityayukta eka bhaktir visishyate priyo hi jnanino tyardham aham sacha mama priyaihi. He's saying the person who approaches me out of love and gratitude is the best person, for I am dear to him and he is dear to me. By this one verse, Sri Krishna ends the whole conversation, the whole concept. Sri Krishna says, starting at different levels is okay, but don't stop there. Approach him out of love and gratitude so that we become the best person. We are best because he is dear to us and we are dear to him. And Sri Krishna says, I am in your heart. Krishna says beautifully, that he is in you and you are in him. The moment you understand this ultimate truth, the moment you approach the divine with the right attitude, you become the divine. The master or the divine is in you. Only when you engage yourself in enriching service to him, sitting in front of the master or the divine, please understand, sitting in front of the master or the divine, just enjoying the form is not the enriching service Bhagavan is talking about. When you devote yourself to the divine mission for which he landed on the planet Earth, then only you will become a true devotee. And that is when you become really dear to him.
Whoa, this is I think a lot of people miss this part. A lot of people just enjoy being in front of him, enjoying his form, but are not part of that whole mission. I think a lot of devotees come very enchanted by the form, and after that they don't go beyond that.
Yes. And
that's one of the problems even with Krishna's time. I remember Swamiji did say about the Gopika enjoying, being around with Krishna, but they never raised themselves. And when Krishna left the body, that's huge suffering.
Right. See, he's clearly saying, being engaged in my mission, he attains me. Krishna says, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabhaha. He says, indeed, very rare is it to see such great souls who have achieved that kind of maturity. Connecting with dead masters is easy because they don't demand our ego. We don't need to surrender. But with a living incarnation like Krishna, we need to transform our life.
Yes.
Otherwise, he will not let us sleep or rest. He will haunt us until we realize that.
Tell me about it.
Only a person who has understood after many, many births and deaths, who has matured, who has surrendered to him, surrenders to the living master, says Krishna. One who understands that the cause of all causes is me, such person realizes the ultimate truth, ultimate divine. The person who has understood, who has knowledge of this truth, surrenders unto me. Knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all there is, such a great soul is rare. Such a great soul is dear to me. Only if you go with an attitude of love and gratitude, with maturity, only when you see a living enlightened master with that maturity and gratitude, you will be enlightened. The moment you see an enlightened being as he is, you will become enlightened. There's no doubt about it. Krishna says. Krishna says gratitude is the greatest attitude. Because I reside in everyone's heart as the super soul. When somebody decides to worship a demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Even if you approach me with fear or greed, I fulfill your needs. It is my own energy which fulfills them so that you grow, you become mature, and you come up to the next level of completion. When we feel life is a blessing, and when we approach the divine with the deep love and gratitude, not only do we experience divine consciousness, Sri Krishna says, they achieve me, they attain me. Madbhakta yanti mama api. There's another verse where Krishna beautifully says, if you ask for something, I will give you that. But if you don't ask for anything, I will give you myself to you. I'll give you me. God.
So sweet. So don't keep asking.
Krishna says, I am Parabrahma.
Initially, we'll be asking, we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. After that, we stop asking. After some time, we stop asking.
See, when Bhagavan is saying deity or demigod, he doesn't mean the supreme. He says, even if you approach Krishna out of fear or greed, you approach only a demigod. With the right approach, even if you approach a demigod, that demigod will be supreme himself. He will give you enlightenment. With the wrong approach, even if you approach Krishna, he says, you will have only material benefits. If you receive boons through demigods, do not think that those deities are responsible for granting your prayers. All these are granted by the ultimate energy, existential energy. But you are not expected to stop with these boons. You are expected to go further levels of completion. See, when you approach the divine, first all your dreams, desires will become reality. The divine will bless you. Later on, the divine will give you the understanding that the reality you perceive is itself a dream. First, God gives the Shakti, energy, to turn your dreams into reality. Then he gives the Buddhi, intelligence, to realize that reality itself is a dream. That is what Krishna says here. I bless you according to your maturity, as per your level of completion, based on the way you approach the divine. I give everything. Please understand, because we don't have buddhi, wisdom, we ask God to give us Shakti, energy. If we get Shakti without buddhi, it will only be temporary. That is what Krishna says. If we get Shakti without buddhi, it is temporary. It will not remain with us. He makes one more statement. My devotees attain me. If you approach me with the ultimate attitude of love and gratitude, you achieve me. You will experience me. He is openly declaring. Krishna declares his divinity openly. Unintelligent men think he is just a form. Only an intelligent man understands that he is immortal. Bhagavan says, even when I assume this form, I am that consciousness. I have not become a human by assuming a human form. He makes a very clear statement again so that Arjuna understands. Arjuna means we. Understands two important truths. First, the formless energy of Krishna defines his divinity. Second, in whatever form the formless is expressed, it is divine. It is the awareness of the divinity in him that makes Krishna divine, the Supreme Master. If that awareness happens in you, you will be in Krishna consciousness, immersed in him, and you will be divine too. And only when we are aware of our divinity, we appreciate the divine. Next.
So here's a question from the seeker. So, Sri Vedavyasa, how can we recognize divinity?
How can we recognize divinity? See, we cannot recognize divinity inside us when we are covered in ignorance.
Yes.
Please understand. Attachment and aversion, raga and dvesha, form the duality, the polarity of human life. Shedding attachment and aversion is the first step Krishna gives us. And he gives us the prescription for how to know and understand him, divine, and reach him. Please understand, even at the time of death, the mere recognition of the futility of the psychodrama that you have enacted throughout your life, if you recognize that, that is enough to liberate you. Bhagavan says, the technique to reach him, knowing him at the time of death, will lead you to him. If we want to die with the thought of the divine uppermost in our mind, we must be remembering him now. Akhanda Smarana. We must be remembrance of him always. We should start knowing and understanding him now. Then and only then we will understand him at the time of death. Him means it can be Swamiji, it can be Krishna, it can be Shiva, it can be anyone. Please understand.
I remember Swamiji said, sorry,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I remember Swamiji said that the last thought in living enlightenment, we said the last thought before we leave the body is very important, the last thought, because that determines your next body, your next, journey. The last thought.
So when he's saying, remember him, Krishna is not talking about the physical Krishna or even the cosmic consciousness that he is. He speaks about our knowing ourselves, who we are. Who we are. Ultimate master, the external master, be he Krishna or Swamiji Nithyananda. He is a guide to make us know the master within us. Krishna, in his deep compassion, says, I shall redeem you. He does not rule out the possibility, even if we have not been seeking all our lives. Please understand, why do always we talk about meditation? Because meditation is a technique for surrendering one's identity. Completion is the process of surrendering one's root patterns. Throughout the Gita, Krishna gives Arjuna the techniques and processes, sutras that lead to liberation. Dropping one's identity requires a deep cognition and completion, which brings the merger of the self, world, and God. Simply, we can say, we accept our divinity and become one with the divine. We become complete, whole. So understand, it is not the mere intellectual understanding of what we read in the verses, but the authentic listening, Shravana, authentic internalizing manana, and powerfully living and radiating nididhyasana of what Sri Krishna speaks into our listening that can complete us. Dropping one's identity requires a deep cognition. The simple truth is that the present moment of completion is Krishna's consciousness. The present moment of completion is Krishna's consciousness. So let us pray to the ultimate Krishna to give us the intelligence and awareness to realize the truth about ourselves, to give us this experience of eternal bliss, Nithyananda. So may you reach Krishna consciousness and realize eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thus ends the 7th chapter named Jnanavijnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge and conscious realization of absolute, of the Bhagavad Gita Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, the scripture of yoga, dealing with the science of the absolute in the form of Sri Krishna-Arjuna Samvada, dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. So do you have any questions?
So I think all of you, if you have a question, now I think there is one question from Mahajara Shadika. She say, what are gunas? Maybe you can explain a bit more about gunas. She's not grasping what you said earlier.
Okay.
Please.
I spoke about the three gunas. The three gunas being, let me explain. See, Bhagavan is talking about the Indian community system created by the rishis, which has made the whole spiritual science a reality. Let me describe the spirit with which the whole system was created. The whole system is not based upon our birth. See, understand, there are Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras by birth. They have their own attributes by birth. But when Bhagavan is talking about guna, he is not talking about those attributes which are coming from birth. It is based upon how you sculpt your character, your guna. See, understand, Krishna says again and again that it is based upon our guna's nature. A person who works driven by fear is Sudra. A person who works out of greed belongs to the merchant or business class, Vaishya. A person who works to get attention belongs to the Kshatriya community. A person who works out of gratitude from the enriching consciousness, expressing his bliss, is a Brahmana. So, Bhagavan says, anybody, whether he's born as a Sudra or Vaishya or a Kshatriya, if they have this gratitude, attitude, and enriching consciousness, he says he is equal to Brahmana. They are carrying Sattva Guna, soft Guna, purity. A person who is not Sattva means that soft or that goodness, who has lots of desires, passions, they are of Rajas. So even if a Brahmana has this kind of gunas, this kind of characteristics, they are Rajas, they are not Brahmana anymore. And there is one more guna called tamas, which is ignorance. So if Brahmana is completely ignorant, then he cannot be called as Brahmana. So Bhagavan is dividing people into three categories. People with sattva guna, goodness. People with desires and passions, rajas. People with ignorance and laziness, tamas. But he's also saying that he is independent of all these gunas, but all these gunas are dependent on him. So he says a person who is influenced by the mind cannot become beyond the influence of these gunas. He says only when we transcend from these gunas, from rajas, passion and desires and ignorance, tamas, and when we get into sattva, goodness, we have come to a good frequency. But finally, Bhagavan says, even the guna of goodness, we should become beyond. Only then a person will become triguna rahita. He says, the person who has transcended the three gunas. So, did you understand what I said?
Okay.
A person who is beyond these three gunas only can become enlightened. And Krishna is also saying very specifically, you can start, don't worry that if you are in tamas, in ignorance, it's fine. You can come up to the level of rajas next. Even if you are at rajas, don't worry. You can become sattva. So, starting at different levels is okay. But he's saying, don't stop there. You should become beyond all these three gunas and become enlightened. That's what Bhagavan is saying.
Okay, great. Any more questions?
Yes. Why is Shakti temporary without Buddhi? Naturally, an ignorant person having Shakti, energy, what will he do?
Dangerous.
He will destroy everything, isn't it?
Yeah, he become demon.
So, once he becomes demon, what will happen? He will exhaust all his energy for bad things.
Yes.
And finally, he'll get destroyed.
Yes.
So, naturally, Shakti is temporary. So, first we need to always ask for Buddhi.
Yes.
Then, to execute that Buddhi, Shakti, energy. So that it will become permanent inside you.
Yes.
So,
that's correct. Any other question from the Zoom room? It seems that only outside is asking. Have you all become enlightened? You don't need to ask question anymore.
Nobody has doubts at all.
Okay, while they're typing, shall we go through the next slides? Then okay, we'll address it later. We'll go through the next slide. We'll come back to the question, okay? So that we can move on. So here, as you know, that we have started the Paramashivoham level 1, level 2, level 3 2 days ago on the 6th of November. I just want to share with everybody who are here and also people who are watching from the social media. We welcome all the devotees to attend level 1 because these are some of the very initial program before Swamiji moved on to a more advanced program. So this in those early days when I just met him in 2006, my time, okay. And this program is like a 2-3 days program or 4 days program. They are very, very powerful short program that help us to establish not only just feeling connection with him, but there's a lot of processes, meditation for us. So we would really want, a lot of new people. As now the new requirement is that those who have not attended level 1, you must attend level 1 first, then go to level 2 and subsequently level 3 progressively, so that you experience the progressive growth spiritually. So that's why in this season, all the 3 levels are happening simultaneously. So those of you who may have attended level 2 during the COVID time in 2010, not 2010, 2020, sorry, 2020, you can now go back to these earlier programs. So Paramashivoham level 1 is those that is really, really highly recommended because these programs are excellent small programs that helps you to really work very deeply on your, the initial level. And when you're prepared, you can go to more higher initiation, more advanced initiation. This helps to build very strong foundation in buddhi, what we talk about buddhi, right? The intelligence. These programs, those small little programs, because it is 21 days, you are not able to attend full 21 days, at least pick those days that you can fully commit to attend the full session, okay? So now today we're on the 8th of November. We're starting the 4 powers, the 4 tattvas. So all of you can join the 4 tattvas after today's program. Yeah. And then tomorrow is going to be on responsibility, which Krishna talked a lot on responsibility, and then enriching. So here's a lineup, and if you are interested to know more, we can definitely share that in the group chat in terms of the link. You have the link, right, to help them. So we'll share that in the link for you to go and register and enter into the session. Then next slide, we'll talk about the Parameshwaran level 2 also. See, if you are aware, sorry for the text being so small, because it was like huge, so I just kind of try to amplify the text. So now, today is actually, interestingly, in Parameshwaran level 2 is on Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. So today, host day is going to be on Bhagavad Gita. So if you are here for the Bhagavad Gita, you can continue in the Parameshwaran level 2 today on the 8th of November. The whole day will be on the topic of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna. So, and then next slide. And then also season 5, you're most welcome to do the initiation. And every day Swamiji is initiating all the different people. When you're sitting with him, he's giving different diksha for level 1, level 2, level 3 in the morning, our time in Singapore time and IST time. So I really recommend everyone to go into whether it's 1, 2, 3 to experience the different programs and knowledge. Because of our ignorance, we need to acquire knowledge and to be established in buddhi. So next slide. So again, before we end the session, maybe we'll take the last question from Javisharika again. So go beyond 3 gunas, including the goodness 1, 3 gunas, goodness, rajas, and tamas. Yes, sattva balance. Okay, so Sri Vyasa, you want to address her question?
Yes. Yes, I know many of you may have this doubt that it makes sense going beyond desires, ignorance, laziness. But how is it that we should go beyond goodness? Means, why should we go beyond goodness? Yes. See, please understand, when a person is ignorant and in laziness, going beyond that, in coming to the higher level, is good, fine. But after he comes to the level of rajas, means ambition and passion, and he achieves what he wants, success. Next, he has to come to the level of purity, pure space, goodness. But please understand, for enlightenment, even the attribute of goodness is carrying I. It is not beyond I, isn't it? Goodness is also a quality. Goodness is also an emotion. Goodness is also doing good activities, good karmas. So even a good karma also will give you birth. another Janma. You will get a virtuous Janma, but still you will be having Janma. You won't be beyond birth. So once you become very good, once you start having Sattva Guna, which is very important, end of the day, you should go even beyond goodness and become into a space where there is no I at all. Only then we can be enlightened.
Yes. That's why, yeah.
Even when I'm saying beyond goodness, please understand, I am not asking you to leave goodness now. First of all, we are not in the space of goodness yet.
Exactly.
First
we're not very sattva yet.
Yes. So first we need to leave our tamas.
Yes.
Leave our rajas. First we need to become sattva. We have to live many years like that. Established in it. Then Bhagavan will take us beyond goodness.
Yes. I
should not leave our goodness. He will take us beyond goodness. And then we will become enlightened.
Yeah, I remember when Swamiji said that we can directly go to sattva. No, we, of many wrong lifestyle, don't have the right eating habit, don't have the spiritual routine. So we're in tamas, we're in that downness and laziness. So we need to work through the laziness and basically prepare the body through yoga, pranayama, all the techniques that given by the gurus, right? And then reach a level of rajas. That means raise the frequency whereby the body is vibrating with energy. Then we can be brought to the level of sattva, balance. Do you understand? So you cannot jump from downness straight away go to sattva. It's not going to happen that way. So you go to rajasic, that means energized and becoming, a lot of energy before settling into sattva. And of course, the last step is beyond sattva. That means you're going beyond the three gunas. That was what I remember when he talked about in Yoga Sutra.
Yes. Because all three gunas have I.
Yes. I think that's a key point. Why people say that why we're in sattva, why we still need to go beyond guna. I think that answers the reason, because the I is still there.
Yes. So, okay then.
Looks like there's no more question. Let me just wrap up the last slide. Okay, once again, thank you all for the participation. I hope you have enjoyed the session as much as I with this chapter. And once again, to remind all of you what Bhagavan has said, to have a breakthrough in the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and to manifest abundance in your life, talk to 11 people a day about Bhagavad Gita, enrich them, cause them to bring them to the next session so that they get enriched, whether they can attend in the Zoom or they can attend through the social media. Just keep enriching them, share with 11 people, whatever clicks you have received today, share it, because your sharing will bring many people to the right cognition as well. Just like how, how Jagashati has given, asked the question and she got that click. And all of us has benefited. So do the same thing for your network of people. And if you don't have the physical book, you can download it through this link. Okay, there's an ebook for you to start reading the Bhagavad Gita decoded. And the next session is next Wednesday, 15th of November. We're going to start with this Akshara Brahma Yoga.
Akshara Brahma Yoga.
Yeah, Akshara Brahma Yoga. Yeah.
Yes, Akshara Brahma Yoga.
Okay. Yes. So, any other question? If not, then we can conclude with the Purna mantra.
Yeah.
So sit with the back straight. Ma, you want to do the honor of closing the session?
Yes, Ma. Om Namada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sadgurupadarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
All right, stop the sharing. So can someone take a screen grab of all the attendees? Yes, I think we have 14 of us, including the Chinese room. Take a screen grab. Ma Anandyata, can you do that? Yeah.